Hello, everyone. On behalf of the Special Program on Immunization of the Pan American Health Organization, welcome to this video to explain the installation and use of the risk analysis tool for measles and rubella, no outbreaks version. I am Rafael Leon. Together with Dan Alvarez, we will be the tutors in this video. In this module, we will learn to fill out the Excel spreadsheet that we need to use for this tool, and we'll get some instructions on how to fill it in. Let's start by opening up the Excel spreadsheet, country data. We see that it contains 7 sheets. The first sheet or tab is called General. Here, in the first line, we fill in the name of the country, in this case, Belize. Then the year in which the risk analysis is being conducted. For our example, it's 2024. And then we answer the questions that turn up on the rest of the page. Initially, for this example, we're selecting the language in which we are filling in the form. In this case, it's Spanish, SPA. It is important for this to be done in the language that we want to see the output of our analysis. If you change the language, it will change the output, both in terms of QA or quality analysis, as well as the final tool and the resulting dashboard. The next sheet is called population area. Here, we are going to put in information on the total population living in the municipality and the area in square kilometers. With this data, the tool will automatically calculate the population density. We observe that on this sheet, the geocodes for Belize and its municipalities have already been put in for the first 2 columns. And this should also be true in the following sheets. If this is not true for your tool, we recommend that you look at the video for Module 4. On sheet 3, we will put in all of the data that we have related to population immunity, vaccination coverage for the first and second doses of MMR vaccine, and also MMR2, and the coverage of the last follow-up campaign conducted in the country. It is important to note under the coverage data that this has to be filled in with regular numbers. We do not want any decimal points. And the form should be general, no specific format for Excel. On the next sheet, sheet 4, we will input the information on program performance using the variables on dropout rate for Penta 1 and Penta 2 and SMMR1 for the year of the risk analysis. These rates will be automatically calculated in the columns that are highlighted in yellow. By inputting the number of doses of the aforementioned antigens. It is important to note that if the country administers MMR2 at 4, 5, or 6 years of age for determining the year in which you have to input the data for MMR1, you have to put in 4, 5, or 6 of the previous year. On sheet 5, you can find variables on vulnerable groups. For this, you should answer yes or no to the questions. Bear in mind that the presence of one single condition listed in each of the questions yields an answer of yes. For example, Here, for presence of migrant population, internally displaced persons, marginalized neighborhoods, or indigenous communities. If the municipality has one of these variables but none of the others, for example, indigenous communities, the answer should be yes. On sheet 6, we compile information on the presence of suspected cases of measles or rubella reported during the year prior to implementation of the risk analysis. It is important to fill in the information for the date variables and make sure that the Excel column is in the date format. There are also some variables such as sex or travel history that have predefined values, and one must only select those options when answering the question. Finally, on sheet 7, we compile information on rapid response. At this last tab, rapid response, the two variables ask for information at the sub-national level and not at the level of municipality. For example, the first variable is on the presence of a trained rapid response team at the sub-national level. If the answer is yes, then yes should be put in for all of the municipalities at that subnational level. In this case, all of the municipalities that are at the subnational level of Belize should have the same answer. The second variable is the percentage of hospitals at the subnational level that have trained personnel to conduct triage and isolation of highly suspected and confirmed cases of measles or rubella. For this variable, we have to do the following calculation using the formula shown on the screen. The numerator is the total number of hospitals with trained personnel to conduct triage and isolation at the subnational level. The denominator would be the total number of hospitals that exist at that subnational level. The percentage should be input for all of the municipalities at the subnational level. This means that for our example here, all of the subnational municipalities in Belize should have the same value. For further information, you can consult with Chapter 1 of the manual for the tool available in the video's description or with the QR code on screen. Now, your homework is for each sheet and column or line of Excel, you have to check to make sure that this is correct for each one of those columns. Here, this is the end of Module 5. If you have any questions or comments, please send an email to vpdrisktool@paho.org. And we will answer as soon as possible, generally within 24 hours. See you next time.